Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie. Welcome if this is your first visit here. I will be doing just a general October 2020 messages for the collective reading. So I will still do the weekly pick a card spread this week, but for now I just want to get kind of an overarching theme for the month of October. We do have two full moons this October. We have one on the 1st and one on the 31st. So starting the energy of the month with that release energy, finishing it up at the end of the month with release energy, and then we do have our October new moon smack dab in the middle of that on October 16th. So, what do we want to let go of on the 1st of the month? And then kind of move into the energy of creation on the 16th of the month, and then moving back out of that, kind of building that, bringing everything to fruition, and taking stock again the 31st at the end of the month and saying, okay, what worked for me from this process? What didn't work for me from this process? Do I want to adjust the things that I'm wanting to bring into my life? Is there anything that I just am no longer feeling? Like maybe I thought this was a good project to work on, or I thought this was really the career move that I wanted to make, or what do I no longer feel attached to, and what do I want to release at the end of the month to make room for new things that serve me better to come in. So that's sort of just the moon energy to work with that month. And of course, this is a very general reading for the collective, so I do have a new moon, full moon spread in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in getting what would most serve you personally to bring in and release during the month of October, I'll put a link to that below. You would get a bonus card this month because there are two full moons. So I would address the one on the 1st and the one on the 31st as part of your spread this month. So kind of a little extra guidance if you choose to get a personal reading this month. So again, I'll put that link below. And let's get started. Let's see what comes up. I'm going to just do 3 cards, just general energy of what's coming in for the month of October 2020 for the collective. I'm going to use the Oracle of the 7 energies for all 3 cards. And I will go ahead and draw the 3 cards, and then we will talk about those. So the first one that comes out, and I feel like this is not going to be like a past, present, future 3-card spread. A lot of times 3-card spreads tend to follow that pattern. But this one is just going to be kind of a progression through the month of October 2020 is how I'm feeling it. So let's just start kind of, it may not even be like beginning, mid, and end of month. I feel like it's more just progression of maybe a project or progression of something you've been pondering or thinking about, or just progression of your sort of spiritual awakening or the path you're on. So the first one that comes out is the number 23 card, and this is tied to the first energy center, which is, the 4th energy center, which is the energy center of love. It's our heart chakra. So it's the healing the heart card. Sorry, I have a very noisy cat here. Sorry. So the healing the heart card, it is tied to the heart chakra, the love center, which is all about kind of unconditional acceptance and feeling whole is the message that this says to me. It's about kind of recognizing that nobody's perfect and not striving for perfection, but accepting our wholeness even with our perceived flaws, because what we perceive to be a flaw in ourselves, someone else would gladly take. So this is about healing our heart to accept ourselves fully is the message I'm getting. And it's about healing, about forgiveness, about rebirth, so if we're looking at this, at the beginning of the month, we do have that full moon energy. So releasing anything that's holding us back, forgiving ourselves completely for any shame or guilt or fear we're carrying, and entering into that place of allowing ourselves to be reborn as whole, perfect souls that we are. So healing emotional wounds is the priority for this card. It is healing the heart, maybe doing heart chakra meditations, guided meditations, release work, cord cuttings, really getting rid of anything that doesn't serve us so that that heart center can be healed, because that's where we move forward from, is from, self-love. Self-love begets self-empowerment. So this is how we move forward, is by healing this heart space. So really taking some time to make that a priority during October, and know that you will be rewarded tenfold for spending the time healing this through, maybe you have a healing session with someone, maybe you do Reiki on yourself, maybe, you do an energy healing with a different practitioner, or, get a reading that makes things clear to you and allows for some healing, or you do some guided meditations that are on YouTube, or just spend some time focusing on that heart center. So priority number 1 for October 2020 is healing the heart center. And then the second card that came out is Awakening Genius. So this is the number 29 card. So this would equate to the 5th energy center, which would be the next one up, which is our throat chakra. So this is about communication, ideas, sharing those things, sharing that communication, sharing those ideas, creative expression. That has come up a lot in our weekly readings over the past couple months. Creative expression, creativity moving through you, but also understanding that everyone is different. So what is your individual genius? It's not going to look like someone else's genius. It's not going to look like, what lights someone else up. So really about not comparing yourself to others and appreciating the contrast more than the comparison. Going, oh, we're both physical therapists, but I focus on this, and isn't it interesting that this other person focuses on that? So about non-judgment and about recognizing that everybody has their own individual genius, and that's great. Contrast is great. Comparison, not so much. So, it's perfect that we're all different. Yes, it's perfect that we're all different. You're so noisy right now. And just knowing and appreciating that about ourselves, knowing that, we each have our own individual genius. And even if it's something you wouldn't think of as making you a genius, it is genius that we have all been gifted these individual guidance systems that lead us to our own paths where we can thrive. So the only thing we need to do is be true to ourselves. And that goes back to, the card before about healing that heart center, healing that so that we are more clear on the path that is right for us to follow, because we have that healed heart, because we are connected and empowered and sitting in our own power. So I love that this comes out second, because it's like heal the heart, and then I wasn't sure that these were going to be chronological, but they kind of seem to, or at least unfolding one right after another. So healing the heart and then connecting to our individual genius. So that is the second card for the collective energy of October 2020. And then the third one that came out is the number 47 card, which is going to be connected to the crown chakra. So, this is just kind of progressing right up. We have our heart, and then our throat, and then our crown, which is our connection to higher spiritual wisdom, our higher selves, divine wisdom. It's our center of thought. So this is about kind of being an outside witness to your own journey. So looking at everything through the lens of non-judgment, really, once you're sitting in your own power by following the previous guidance and getting that heart chakra lined up, getting that throat chakra lined up, then saying, okay, I'm connected to my power, I'm connected to my genius, I'm connected to my truth, and I can speak it and put it out there through the lens of love and kindness. And that kind of unlocks the key to my personal universe and draws other people to me because they can see that I am living in alignment with my higher self. So sacred reverence, really saying, getting to a place of joyful living, transcendence, wisdom, or the keywords for the higher crown chakra, but stepping outside yourself, outside your 3D, outside your physical reality, and looking at yourself from a soul perspective about, that you really are perfection. You can't do anything wrong as long as you're moving forward and progressing on your journey. That's what we came here to Earth to do, is experience things. So as long as you're moving forward, you're doing great. So stepping outside yourself, looking at yourself through a lens of non-judgment and going, wow, I am right on track. So that's your last energy for the month of October. I do want to draw one bonus card too. I just feel guided to. This is an indie deck that I just love. She's an artist and does a lot of work with healing pets. It's called the Animal Friends Oracle, and I just think it's the cutest thing. And so for some of you who are pet owners, it's funny that Ollie was just here. I didn't think about that when I decided to draw a card from this. For those of you who are pet owners, this might be a message for your pet. But for those of you who are not or don't feel that it connects to your pet, I'm just going to take the keywords that are on the card, and it could be just a general message for us. Oh, cute. So it's the number 4 card, and it's the change card. So it can indicate moving. I mean, you could actually be moving to a new location, switching careers, that sort of movement. But it can also just mean change, like what we've talked about here: healing, connecting, evolving, ascending, moving forward, that sort of change energy. So that is, and there's the back of the cards too. I haven't used these on YouTube before. But moving and change. So I'm taking this, it could be literal for some of you, but also just movement forward. Just what I was saying about, as long as we're moving on our paths, we're all doing just fine. We came here for experiences, and we are doing it. So moving, and that movement forward leads to change and alignment. So that is our collective energy for the month of October 2020. I hope you all enjoyed it. Tune in for the weekly reading this week, and I will see you all soon.